And in terms of kind of the macro environment of the industry, talk a little bit about how you see this collision course with Wall Street, right? Is this a world where they're all going to capitulate and they have to support digital assets, and it'll coexist alongside the legacy world? Do you see it completely disrupting them, and they're eventually all going to be built and playing on top of like open decentralized protocols? Just when you kind of zoom out from just Fireblocks and you think industry, and you kind of meet Wall Street, at some point in the future, how does that play out?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I've always been sort of a strong believer in like very disruptive innovation, right? So I think that people always think that people over sort of underestimate how long it will take for the change to trigger, and they always overestimate how, they don't really able to understand how quickly that change, when the change actually comes, how quickly it's going to disrupt them, right? And traditionally you've seen it with companies like IBM and clearly like Blockbusters and others, that basically it took way longer to something to happen, but when it happened so quickly that they just couldn't react. So I think that overall, this change is actually going to happen, fairly quickly for them. I think that some of those institutions will be able to react and accommodate. So I guess there will be the Microsofts of the world. The cloud it will be a disruptor for them, and for some period they will lag behind AWS or Amazon, but eventually they will be able to catch up and they will become as powerful as them. And I think some of those guys will be the IBMs, and they will basically, over time will become less and less relevant because they won't be able to modernize their infrastructure. And by the way, the modernization of their infrastructure is really, really deep because, just to give like stupid examples, if you for their systems to even deal with the precision that you have with Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? Basically, 6 digits, right? Precision, right? They don't have systems that know how to do it today, right? Basically, they need to re-platform everything, including the web interface of the bank. So as you can imagine, some of those guys will not be able to catch up with that at all.